Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. We'll take our attention off of the Pakistan BCB T20 World Cup drama for now and put our attention on India's preparation for the T20 World Cup, which is this series. Only three matches to go before India starts their campaign of the T20 World Cup, and this is one of the most dominant T20I sides that we've seen in Indian cricket. At the top, you've got Abhishek Sharma going absolute hammer and tongs. You've got your captain Surya Kumar Yadav back amongst runs, and obviously the bowling attack led by spearhead Jasprit Bumrah is doing well as well. We'll talk about today. The last time we saw this team taking on New Zealand, they chased down 208 runs in the matter of 15.2 overs, not 18 overs, not 19 overs, 15.2, an absolutely dominating match by the Indian T20I side. Joining me is Debashish from outside of the Barsapara Stadium in Guwahati, Ashok Nambudiri, Mohor Chaudhary, and Shomik Chakrabarti. Debashish, I'll start with you. Tell us what it's like apart from the mosquitoes. What's the mood like? What's the build-up like?
Yeah, as usual, Gargi, whenever there's a international match featuring India, it's always the same anywhere across the country, and it's similar. As people have been talking in the stadium from 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So and it's chock a block. It's going to be a sold out, unlike what it was during the Test match. Me myself and Shomikda were here for the Test match, second Test match between India and South Africa, just a few months back, and it's a sold out. It's a sold out means and already jammers are walking. I'm just quite far away from the stadium, just to avoid the internet issues. But yes, because it's been quite some time that at T20 International has been played at this venue, so you can understand the expectations from the fans, and also India will be eyeing to seal the T20I series by winning this match. Gargi.
It seems likely because of the way that the Indian team is performing. Ashok, over to you next. Are you looking forward to more Abhishek Sharma fireworks? Of course, Shivam Dubey came in clutch. There's Surya Kumar Yadav as well. It seems like this unit is clicking, and we've seen the damage that they can do.
I think if one of the experiments that really worked for us in the last T20 match, it was that even if Abhishek Sharma were to fall early, there is no reason to worry. And, we saw that in the form of Ishan Kishan coming and turning the match on its head with that blitzkrieg of an innings. And then, of course, Captain Surya Kumar Yadav being amongst the runs. In fact, if you really look at Sky's innings, in the first 10 balls that he faced, he scored only 10 runs. And in the next 24 odd deliveries is where he scored 74 odd, if I'm not wrong, in terms of numbers. So he's really come good with shots all around the wicket, especially on the offside. We've seen Rinku Singh come good in the earlier match as well. And so it's a good space to be in, where India has got the middle order, the top order as well as the middle order in prime condition firing. And of course, with Shivam Dubey doing well, I think it's a good sign. In fact, Rinku Singh didn't even have to come out. Hardik Pandya didn't even have come out to the middle, and so it's a good space to be in. And I think, irrespective of whether Abhishek Sharma, gets the team off to a great start, I think this team has actually designed itself very well in terms of what to do in a very dynamic fashion, and that's really what this team is all about.
Shomik, over to you next. You've been to Guwahati for the third test match. New Zealand, of course, took that test match away from
Second,
India.
second test match.
Was it second or third? Oh, it was
Yeah,
second.
two test matches only, na?
Yeah. So, oh, right. I didn't think of that. I thought it was a third test match, which doesn't exist. It's like Pakistan's boycott call. Okay. Shami, coming back to you. Second test match, you were there. A lot of people are asking what the conditions will be like. Win the toss and bowl first. Do you think that's what's going to happen?
Win the toss, bowl first, given that the dew factor will come into play in Guwahati. That is, and conditions are two. There are two Test cricket and T20 cricket, completely two different formats, and the conditions. If you look at at this stadium, the T20 matches played over here, almost all of them have been a very high scoring affairs. 237, 225 have been chased down. So I expect a similar kind of a pitch here. And the team that will bat second, obviously the due factor will be in play during this time of the year, and it will be chasing is always advisable in Guwahati. That said, um, given the strength of this Indian team, given the depth of this Indian team, they are making the pitch factor, they are making the due factor, they are making every external factor redundant.
Absolutely, they are. Mohar, next over to you. Only 3 matches to go for India's T20 World Cup campaign. How are you seeing their preparations ahead of this?
Mohar, next over to you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So what we've observed until now, I think they are playing like the defending champions. That's the first thing that I would like to say. Secondly, yes, something that Ashok sir also mentioned, and I also would like to bring it up. That is, a lot of people were under the impression, and I think on some level, even I believed it, that maybe Indian team would have a little bit of trouble in to get going if Abhishek Sharma struggles at the top. That is what a lot of people believed in, because if he is not able to give the proper start that is needed, maybe the team can struggle at the end, which is what a lot of people thought. But then when eventually we saw last day, I think they've started to. I mean, they've shown that all of them can step up when required and they can perform as a unit. So I think that was very important. Secondly, like I mentioned, even without an Abhishek Sharma, contributing with the runs, even without a Hardik Pandya coming in and contributing, the team is capable of winning. That is what they showed. So yes, I have pretty high expectations from the team. Of course, from the bowling department as well, with Jasprit Bumrah. I'm hoping he'll be playing today. So with Jasprit Bumrah coming in, Harshit Rana, getting back to his rhythm with the ball and also contributing with the bat, I have high expectations from the team.
My bad, I was on mute. Devashish, now we've been talking about the last game. When we talk about the last game, we were, focusing a lot on, and the spotlight was on the top four batters. It was Abhishek Sharma not getting enough runs, of course, going out for a duck. Ishan Kishan coming in and grabbing that opportunity with both hands. Then Surya Kumar Yadav, then Shivam Dubey. But we may have missed the fact that Sanju Samson hasn't been as consistent. Are you worried about his form ahead of the World Cup, or no? Or do you think it is a matter of a couple of games till Sanju Samson is back into rhythm and that the Indian management will persist with him?
Yeah, given the way Ishan Kishan batted in the last match, I think time is running out for Sanju Samson. Yes, you cannot just and obviously now the question is, will you go in with two left-handers at the start, at the top? Because after this match, Tilak Verma will automatically be drafted in because it was an injury issue that has seen him outside the team. So I think it will be a bit of a conundrum for the Indian team management whether it means with Sanju Samson failing. Because it's very much if another a couple of more failures from Sanju Samson, we might very much see Ishan Kishan opening the batting for India, and in that case, and the question that I have been asking is whether you go in with two left-handers at the start. That will be interesting, but definitely. Where would you get? Means obviously Tilak Verma, once he is fit, you have to get him at number 3 or number 4. And so I think for Sanju Samson, he has to score in the next couple of matches so as to cement his place in the side. Because with Ishan Kisan, it's a healthy the debate for the team management.
Ashok, this management is adamant about the fact that whoever is the backup wicket keeper, he should be a top order batter. And we understand why you always want to have a backup in that opening position. Now, Ishan Kishan has actually given you real positive signs that he's ready. Do you think if Sanju Samson fails to perform in the next couple of games, it's over for Sanju and Ishan Kishan just might get his way in?
For sure, I think the pressure is on Sanju Samson. I think if there was one small question mark that we had to ask about India in this particular series, that is clearly the question. I think Ishan Kishan has actually made his claim with absolutely no doubt left in what he can bring to the game. And I think full marks to him, full marks to the way he over the last 2 years he went back to the drawing board, proved himself in the domestic series, and then came back and re-established his credentials. So full marks to him. And given that the pressure is clearly on Sanju Samson, see, that is the way it is. At this level of cricket, I think we need to understand that this kind of pressure will be there, and it is about how you then rise up to the challenge and deliver the goods. There is no moral judgment here. It's really about who's really the right person for the role. So if you ask me, the pressure is squarely on Sanju Samson in this match, and Devashish is right. In the next couple of matches, I would expect that Tilak Verma, by the time we go to Vizag, I think Tilak Verma will be ready and fit, and then it will be a toss-up in terms of who's going to open the innings. Overall, I think it's not a bad place to be in as far as the team is concerned. But for sure, the pressure is on Sanju.
Shomik, what I'd like you to ask is, do you see a chance of Jasprit Bumrah coming back into the squad? And also, have you heard of what the injury update is on Akshar Patel?
Akshar Patel, I don't know basically whether I think he is still a bit doubtful. I think Jasprit Bumrah, I expect him to be back, but a few words on this Ishan Kishan debate. I see, Gargi, the thing is that if the team management has decided that Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma are going to be our opening combination for the T20 World Cup, it should start from this game only. They shouldn't wait for Sanju Samson to fail for another couple of innings, because you need a new opening pair to gel. And if you are waiting until the fifth game when Tilak Verma is expected to come back, Tilak Verma is expected to. I wrote a copy. I wrote a news piece that Tilak Verma is expected to join the squad before the fifth T20I, and he might be available for the final T20I. The team management shouldn't wait for that, because if you have decided that Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma are are the two openers for the T20 World Cup, then it should start from today, because you can play Sanju Samson at number 3 or whatever it is. You can drop him number 3, but you need that bit of, because if you start at the fifth ODI, then you will get only one more game before the World Cup, a warm-up fixture against South Africa. So better to have them playing together for 3 games here, followed by the warm-up game, and they would be ready for the World Cup. So that should be the thought process.
Absolutely. Mohor, what do you think is the situation for Sanju Samson at the moment? Lots of pressure on him?
Yes, definitely lots of pressure on him. If we look at his records and his form as far as 2025 is concerned, it's not been that great compared to 2024 when he scored those 3 centuries at the top. So I think, yes, he is in pressure. Also with Ishan Kishan stepping up and contributing with those runs, all eyes will definitely be on him. I think today, more than what happens in the game, I think everyone will be focused on seeing what Sanju Samson does, because that's literally the topic of conversation right now. But having said that, I don't think he's going to be dropped immediately. I think because he's come back to the squad after some time, and then before that he was he had to play in the middle order. So a lot of shuffling has taken place as far as his position in the team is concerned. So I think he'll be getting this game and also probably one more game to assess and properly judge if he is, if he's suited. Then accordingly, if Ishan Kishan keeps performing the way he is performing, then I think he will be one of the favorites. Also, one thing that I'd like to mention is that yes, in the first game, Ishan Kishan did not. I mean, he was not able to convert, but he looked in great touch right from the first ball. So that is what we observed. Yes, he got out, I think, at around 8 runs, but he looked in good touch. He looked confident enough. He scored those 2 boundaries. So him performing in the previous game was not much of a shocker. Let's see. We'll be hoping for Sanju Samson to contribute with the runs, because when Tilak Verma comes back, he will definitely be the one in the number 3 position. So,
all right,
next 2 games very crucial.
Absolutely. All right. Digressing from the India versus New Zealand game as usual, because we've got lots of drama going on. Today we found out, and Shomik wrote this copy, he reported on it, that Mohsin Naqvi is all set to meet the Pakistani squad that was announced for the T20 World Cup, and he will communicate that it is the Pakistan government that will make the final call when it comes to participating in the marquee tournament. Ashok, how are you looking at this? Because it's quite puzzling. The entire situation. Mohsin Naqvi yesterday in a press conference says that we have Plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and many others. We will. It's up to the government whether or not we want to participate. There has been injustice done to Bangladesh. How are you looking at this entire scenario? Because the squad was announced this morning. So what are you trying to signal?
I think if you really look at it, I think the PCB led by Mohsin Naqvi is just resorting to political bluster without being able to back it up with any concrete action in terms of what they are saying. First things first, they have gone and announced the squad for the T20 World Cup. If you have announced the squad and if you've given the players the clarity that you are the people who are going to be going and playing, then what is the point in meeting them again and then saying that now the government has to bless it and let's wait for what the Prime Minister has to say on his return and then we will decide. What message are you giving to the players? You are really confusing it for them. That's number one. Number two, with regard to Bangladesh, I think they have really, pulled a long one there by saying that, we are offering support. But at the end of the day, if you look at the vote that happened, it was a 14-2. They couldn't muster any votes from any of the countries. And, they remained the only country outside of Bangladesh to vote. And therefore, what is the message? What is the support that they gave Bangladesh? At the end of the day, the real losers are the players of Bangladesh and the cricket ecosystem there. It's something that is going to take a long time to repair. And so it's a huge damage, not just in financial terms, but even in terms of the way the sport will be able to come back, it'll take its own due course. So that's on the Pakistan side. I think political blustering tantamount to nothing, concrete losses for the players and for the sporting ecosystem in Bangladesh. As far as Bangladesh is concerned, and I must add that at this level, I think you need to be able to figure out how you can maneuver in these kind of situations diplomatically, politically, before you take a stance where you are cornered and where you are pushed into an edge. And if you don't do that at this level, nobody can help you. And I think it's a classic case study in terms of having taken a position initially without absolutely any room to maneuver. And I think that was a very strategic mistake that they made.
Somik, how are you looking at this? Because I remember seeing this tweet this morning after the news was broken that Mohsin Naqvi will meet the players. And it said this meeting could have been an email or a phone call. And I completely agree. If you're if you're going to tell the players that it will be the Pakistan government that will make the call, we all know that.
No, Gargi, Mohsen Naqvi is meeting the players in person in Lahore today. See, Mohsen Naqvi yesterday spoke about the ICC double standards, right? And in ICC's case, there's no double standards. In Mohsen Naqvi's case, there is double standards. In the sense, he said, okay, tomorrow we are not confirming our participation at the T20 World Cup. And inside 16 hours, Pakistan cricket board put out their 15 for the T20 World Cup. So if you are really, if you are really keeping your cards close, then why on earth would you put out that you could have put that on hold? You could have postponed naming of the T20 World Cup squad. You didn't do that. Actually, the bottom line is Bangladesh have been left in the lurch. Bangladesh thought Pakistan will support them wholeheartedly. Pakistan will garner support from them. Nothing happened. And what Ashok said is absolutely, this is political blaster. Simple as that. Nothing. See, even I am talking to people in Pakistan who are close to the development. And even a section is totally baffled that on what ground will Pakistan pull out of this thing? Because they are playing in Sri Lanka where there is no security threat. So they cannot say that we will not be traveling to India because in India we have security threats. In Sri Lanka, there is no security threat. So on what ground they will do that? Now comes the next option, because he was, Mr. Naqvi was talking about having plan A to Z yesterday, right? And Gargi mentioned that, plan A to Z. Now plan A to Z, something between A and Z, there is a plan probably. that you boycott the India Pakistan game, just India Pakistan game as a mark of protest. And this is hypothetical. Okay, fine, you do that. Then again, 50% of PCB's coffers is being filled by the revenue generated from that game. So you are not going to shot yourselves in the foot. So simple as that. So what you have been doing is clear. It is a clear case of political grandstanding. You are trying to play to the gallery and everything. And your prime minister is in Davos at this moment in time, and he is dealing with something more different, some sort of peace committee, Donald Trump's peace committee, and something like that. He is dealing with that, and Greenland and all. He is dealing with that. I don't think World Cup is on his agenda at this moment in time. Whenever he returns, whatever it is, Pakistan are not going to boycott this World Cup. I'm clearly told that this kind of posturing will go on for the next 2 3 days. In the next 2 3 days, you will get to hear some more stuff about this. But I mean, we all can turn a deaf ear to that. Pakistan will come, will play, and Pakistan will play the India Pakistan game also. And see, at the end of the day, uh, I mean, the fall guys are the Bangladesh cricketers. Bangladesh cricketers are the biggest fall guys. And another fall guys is Harish Rauf, who single-handedly lost Pakistan the T20 Asia Cup final, and he has been left out of the T20 squad, T20 World Cup squad.
Mohor, Devashish is finally back. Okay, he's moved positions 4 times now. We've got a full look of the Barsapara Stadium from the outside. But Mohor, the question that I wanted to ask you here is Ishan Kishan. Now that he's performing, if he continues to perform this way, how do you drop him? Not drop him, but if when Tilak Verma comes back,
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously his place to take.
Definitely. Like I mentioned, when Tilak Verma comes in, he is going to be the one in the number three position. There's going to be no doubt about it. But now, I mean, I don't know if it's a competition or what. It is, the yeah. I think it's a competition between Sanju Samson and Ishan Kishan. We have to see who does well, who's able to perform with the kind of consistency that is required. Because yeah, we can give them time and everything that is needed, but at the end of the day, we have to remember that it's a World Cup, it's a home World Cup, and we are the defending champions. So we have to go ahead with our best possible team. And yes, if it so happens that in the next two games, probably if Sanju Samson is not able to convert, not able to contribute that well, and if Ishan Kishan keeps leaving the kind of impact that he has been, showing in the past couple of games, then he will be the favorite to open, India's innings. But like Devashish Da said, I am a bit confused about, having two left-handed openers, and I don't know how they'll proceed with that. But yes, again, if Ishan Kishan, at the end of the day, what matters is the performance. If he's able to contribute and make a bigger impact, then it will be Ishan Kishan opening the innings.
Devashish, tell us a little bit about the conditions over there. What's the pitch looking like? A lot of people are curious in the comment section.
Yeah, it looks like a belter. Means obviously dew will definitely come into play. Yes, as has always been the case, and it was very hot and sunny in the afternoon. But as the dew set in, as dusk set in, means it has started to become very cool, and it's pretty pleasant at the moment. You can see me; I am wearing a jumper, but I think that dew will definitely play a part. So the bowling second will be a bit difficult, especially with the spinners. So I think whichever team wins the toss would like to bowl first in these conditions, but these are ideal conditions for batting. And the previous two matches, T20 International, on both occasions, 200 were posted. So I think it's once again going to be the same. And remember, means India made a mockery of the total last time. New Zealand posted 208. Fifth means to be chasing that total in 15.2 overs, Gargi, and especially with the likes of Abhishek Sharma not chipping in, and also Sanju Samson failing, means it is ominous. Means it is ominous for the Indian team, especially with the form. Surya Kumar Yadav. Means just one match previously, we were talking about what happened to Surya Kumar's form, and now we are saying that, oh, come on, he has just got the mojo back. He has got the momentum, and this is what India needs. Means to be heading into a big tournament like the World Cup, you want your captain to fire, and who better than Surya Kumar Yadav? Means what a knock he has played, unbeaten 82, and obviously to top it up is Ishan Kishan. So I think all India needs is some runs from the other batters. Yes, there has been useful contributions from Rinku Singh. We are forgetting Rinku Singh, the finisher. What a knock he has played in one of the matches in this in the first couple of T20 internationals, and also Hardik Pandya. Once again, time and again, Hardik Pandya is showing what he can, what he brings to the table, both as a batter as well as as a bowler. Means he has been giving breakthroughs in on both the matches. So I think India looks a pretty balanced side, but I won't look much at in get the bowlers giving in a lot of runs, because these are ideal conditions for batting. Means hardly the bowlers can do anything. But I would be more interested in seeing Jasprit Bumrah and Akshar Patel go both coming in, because they are the first 11 players. Jasprit Bumrah and Akshar Patel both are the first 11 players. So you need to give them the game time space, more so for Bumrah, because first match, you remember, he went for a lot of runs. And Bumrah, you want him to be at the peak of his form, just as fire. Gargi.
Ashok, from here on, do you think Jasprit Bumrah should play all three final T20Is of the series?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, because I think, in terms of let's define what the objectives for India should be. I think number one would be to seal this match and seal this series so that they can go all out and experiment in the next two matches. To that extent, I think Bumrah should definitely play this match and seal the deal. I agree with Debashish that all the four innings before this have been 220 plus, in fact. So I'm expecting a high scoring match, and in this situation, go all out and seal this series, leaving the next two matches wide open for experimentation. To that extent, I think India should, in the next two matches, try out various combinations that could work from a batting or a bowling perspective. And I would say it's not mandatory then that Bumrah plays all the three matches. So finish off this one and then go out and experiment is what my take would be.
Let's look at some of the comments here. Fitmonk is saying BCCI should instruct Naqvi to send the Asia Cup trophy along with the Pakistan team in Colombo. Our team will collect it. A very interesting request here by Fitmonk. Shamik, what do you think about it? I think that's we should forget about the Asia Cup trophy. You've won it. You are the champions. Now it's kept sealed in the ACC office. What are your thoughts? Will it ever
No,
find its
no, Gargi. On a serious note, in Guwahati itself, a couple of months back, I and Devashish were doing an interview of Mr. Devajit Saikia, the BCCI secretary, wherein I asked him that question, Asia Cup trophy, and he said, I mean, back channel negotiations have been on, and let's see how it pans out. So they are continuing with the back channel negotiation stuff like that, and you cannot just go and snatch it, right? Mohsen Naqvi ran away with the trophy. That was a different thing, and good that he
It
did,
was
because
only
that.
snatched once. That's the thing.
But negotiations are on, maybe eventually. But irrespective of getting the trophy or not, on in record books, India are the reigning Asia Cup champions. That's it. A piece of silver where India can. I mean, India not. I don't think India should be too bothered about a piece of silver. One more thing about, you asked this question about Jasprit Bumrah. See, Jassi in a World Cup is a completely different beast. So whether he has the number of overs under his belt or not, I'm absolutely not bothered. Even if he gives away 60 runs in his 4 overs, it will never happen. Given if you look at it, Jasprit Bumrah has bowled sort of 30,000 deliveries, 30,000 plus deliveries in T20 cricket. T20 cricket means uh, T20 internationals and IPL combined, and he has conceded 400 odd sixes. So this is phenomenal. I mean, he is a different league. Jasprit Bumrah, you cannot judge him through the scale of lesser models. So if Jasprit Bumrah gives away 60 runs in his 4 overs without taking a wicket, I won't be concerned. Because once Jasprit Bumrah goes to the World Cup, he is a different beast. So simply, I don't have absolutely any concern.
I mean, there's a reason why Haris Rauf made a documentary off of that, isn't it? Uh,
Which one?
Haris Rauf, where
Haha.
in that documentary he spoke extensively about hitting Jasprit Bumrah for a six.
Ha, because that was one for his grandchildren.
All right. The other one is the Asia Cup final. Um, but Mohor, how are you looking at this? Do you think, looking at what we've seen so far in Guwahati, win the toss and bowl first? Is that what India will go for in case they win the toss?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. First step would be to win the toss. So if they do win the toss, then I am convinced that they would be bowling first, because obviously due factor will come into play, especially around this time of the year. So of course they would like to chase, and yeah, that's what I'm expecting from them.
Okay. So
Surya
we
has
have
won
the
the toss.
update. Yep.
Surya has won.
Wicket looks good. He's saying, Surya Kumar Yadav is saying, we will look to bowl first. The wicket looks good. We heard that they will be due later on. So, which explains why they've chosen to bowl first. We all knew it was going to happen. From what we're seeing in the visuals, Harshit Rana is marking his run up. Jasprit Bumrah and Akshar Patel are also rolling their arms, but at this point, it's not really clear who will be in that playing 11. Will Akshar Patel be back? Will Jasprit Bumrah be back?
But I have a doubt. Will they risk Akshar Patel before the T20 World Cup?
I mean, if it's a
No, if he's fit, then what's the problem? If he is fit, then what's the problem? It is nothing. The injury is nothing serious. Just a cut on his index finger. So if that is healed, then there is no problem.
exactly, it was just an impact injury, so that doesn't really put him at risk. But I'm just waiting for the sheet, the team sheet. It's not coming up. It's somehow always late when it's like Schrodinger's cat. When you're looking at it, when you're constantly looking at that BCCI group, it will never come on time. But if you kind of, forget about it, it will land up earlier than usual. But here's a question. Ashok, you can take this one. Arshdeep is the highest wicket taker in T20 as for India and still not a surety in the playing 11. Tells you a lot about India's depth.
I think it's a problem of plenty. First of all, I think Arshdeep is very much right up there, right, in the T20. So I'm not fully agreeing with this question. But at the same time, I think you have the luxury now to, depending on the conditions, depending on which ground you're playing, and depending on what you want to do, to pick and choose your bowlers. But I think Arshdeep is right up there, if you ask me. And so this question really is redundant at this stage.
Okay, has the team sheet landed up? Nope. I tried my trick. It did not work. Freaking Awesome is asking, when Harshit started his career, he struggled with the new ball, but now he is bowling well with the new ball.
Just a second. Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rinku Singh, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, Harshit Rana, Ravi Bishnoi, Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah.
Ravi Bishnoi makes an entry into the play.
Yeah, somewhere along the line, you will have to give him a game before the World Cup, right? So it's a very fair call.
Varun is not playing.
Varun is not playing.
Varun is anyway a short starter.
Yeah,
so
but
somewhere along the line, you have taken him. You have taken him as a replacement for this guy, Washi. So you have to give him a game. You have to keep him match ready. It's a very fair call. And Shivam Dube is giving the team talk in the team huddle.
Wow. I wonder what he's saying.
Shivam Dube is, and before that, there was a pretty animated conversation between, in a very good natured way, between Captain Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan. And Ishan Kishan, he was all ears. Surya Kumar Yadav was trying to drive home his point in a very good natured way. And Ishan Kishan was all ears. I don't know absolutely what the conversation about, but it was interesting.
Speaking of
Surya
them, I think also it was a very good gesture last day when the captain comes in and gives you a hug after you perform well.
Because
Surya hugged
everybody
Ishan
knows.
after his
Because no, Mohor, everyone knows what he went through. What
exactly,
Ishan
exactly,
Kishan he went through. 2023 December, he fell out with the team
absolutely.
management. He fell out with then team management. Actually, he fell out with the coach, and
Hmm.
then he said that I need to have a break, and that was interpreted in a wrong way. He didn't
Hmm.
play any domestic cricket. His contract was taken. His central contract was taken away. And then, as Ashok also mentioned at the start of the show, by dint of his performances in domestic cricket, he
Hmm.
has earned his way back to the Indian team fold, and very soon he will be back to the ODI setup also.
Ashok, final couple of questions. Um, Ravi Bishnoi coming into that playing 11, it's almost as if BCCI is spoiled with riches of talent. Even if you play the 15th member of the squad, it'll still look like a first string team. Your thoughts?
For sure. I mean, look, a lot of people, first of all, we need to understand that there is a flurry of talent that's coming through the ranks, which is a good situation, which is not a bad problem at all. It is a good problem to have. Second, we've also had people who come in as a shadow to somebody else. Shivam Dubey has been playing as a shadow to Hardik Pandya. It's not that, he was coming in with a independent slot right away. And so then by dint of your performance, by, what you bring to the table in terms of the contribution, you make your presence felt. Washington Sundar came up that way, and therefore, a Ravi Bishnoi getting a chance to play, for sure, I think is a welcome move. But there will be, it's like a chessboard, there will be pieces that will move back and forth, and ultimately the final combination will be depending, like I said, on the conditions, depending on the opposition. But the fact that you have this backup and the riches that you speak of is a good thing, because situations will change, and in those dynamics you need to be able to maneuver, you need to be able to quickly find replacements and figure out how you are going to tweak your playing 11. I've always maintained that T20 is the fastest evolving format. I think Shomik said that in a earlier show. And by consequence, therefore, your ability to respond quickly also depends on your backup talent that you have. And therefore, I think that's the way to look at this richness of talent that you speak about, and not just in terms of a black and white saying this player is better than the other, so he should get a chance about the other.
And also, Gargi, you never know how the Khetarama pitch in Colombo is going to play, because although India would be playing just one match there against Pakistan, but Harry Brook yesterday said England won the match, and despite that, he said, I haven't played on a pitch as bad as this one in my life. So if it is like that, if it doesn't improve, and I was in Sri Lanka a couple of years ago, in India won the T20I series, but badly lost the ODI series. And I mean, the ball was gripping, turning, everything. So you have every you need to have all your players ready. You never know who will be required for that particular purpose. So when
Absolutely.
you have picked a squad, so it is very wise to give everyone some game time matches under the belt. That is the best thing.
And that's a lesson we've learned back in England as well. Rishabh Pant out, Jasprit Bumrah out of a couple of games, and then of course Anshul Kamboj having to come back in, and oh, that was something. But let's take a
Horrible.
final look at, yeah, let's take a final look at the playing 11, and then we can close the show. We have Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma at the top, Ishan Kishan at number 3, Surya Kumar Yadav, Shivam Dubey, Hardik Pandya, Rinku Singh, Harshit Rana, Ravi Bishnoi makes his way in, Kuldeep Yadav, and Jasprit Bumrah back in the playing 11. So, all right, we'll be back at the end of the game, so don't forget to
No, but
join us.
no. Sorry, Gargi. We cannot sign off without you giving your prediction in percentage points.
No, I think it's pretty skewed and pretty, heavily skewed in favor of India at this moment. 80-20. I will give it 80-20.
No, breakdown in fractions,
Why
79.5,
would
some.
you make me do that? Wait, I will try my best. Se- no, I can't do it. I tried to best. 5 in favor of India, and whatever is left, it goes to New Zealand's 5. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We'll take your leave. Okay, freaking awesome wants his question answered. Okay, we'll do that. Final question. When Harshit Rana started his career, he struggled with the new ball, but now he is bowling well with the new ball, but struggles in the later part of the game. What has changed? Shomik, do you have an answer to this?
Working hard. Working hard. He is someone who puts serious hard work at the nets, which is the reason he is one of the most improved, one of the fastest improving cricketers in this setup. He works his socks off, and that is what you have been witnessing out there in the middle is a result of that.
Absolutely. And Gautam Gambhir has spoken about it many times, how hard Harshit Rana works. This new generation works pretty hard. Look at Shubman Gill's work ethic as well. It's unmatched.
So when Gargi, when the dust will settle, we will acknowledge contributions of Gautam Gambhir, right?
Absolutely. We will have
should.
like he mentioned, yeah, like he replied to Dr. Tharoor, when the
Yes.
dust will settle.
We're waiting for the dust to settle. It's pretty much up in the air when it comes to the test format. But okay, we'll be back. Thank you so much, Ashok. Thank you, Mohor and Shomik and Debashish as well. Of course, he had to leave because of internet issues around the stadium. We'll be back at the end of the game. Don't forget to join us then. Enjoy the match.